It is a tiny. Hello. How's it going? Are you guys ready to be bored out of your minds while I bash my head against Godot? It's gonna be great. I booped the Kobold. I accept the boop. Thank you very much. Gal Godot. Wah. Wah. So, here's the funny thing. Oh, whoops. So, thank you for the headpats. Hey, yay! So the funny thing is, I haven't touched Godot in a year. Like an actual year. I looked at the project's date for this one, and it was literally 2 days off from being an actual full year that I've ever done anything with game dev. Which is funny, because at one point, I wanted it to be my career. I wanted to make little indie games. The only problem is, I'm stupid, and I don't retain information for shit. So, I probably don't remember a goddamn thing about Godot. And this was like 8 hours of work after like a lot of research, right? So here's what I got. I have cubes that fall, and you can interact with this cube, and you can make it jump, and you can make it do stuff. Yay! Yay! And this wasn't the only one that I did. Let's see. I need to get Godot back up. Godot. Godot! That's not the right one. Is it this one? It is! For ease, I'm gonna pin it. There we go. Kobold, do you want to know what makes me believe that you can develop an indie game? Sure. Let me know. Also, damn Pariah with the 20 stream streak. Let's fucking go. You're that much closer to making your very own vintage story? I don't know if I'd want to make something as big as vintage story, to be honest. Vintage story themes? Oh yeah, I'd be down for that. Full-on vintage story? I don't know about that one. Wait, was this the wrong version too? What?
Hello,
hold on.
How are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
Hello.
Here too much raining.
Hello. Toxic Wolfie, hello. First time chatter, hello. Welcome in. The indie game called Dino Blade. Oh, I've seen bits and pieces of that, actually. I've seen Dino Blade. Oh, yeah, here we go. It updated, but this here, I'm pretty sure this was one of the first ones, and you can see it's borderline a full year since I touched it. I'm pretty sure this one was a 2D.
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome in. I'm pretty sure this one was a 2D attempt. Maybe not. Was this just another... Did I delete my 2D one? Big rip if I did. Oh, yeah. I don't remember what I was doing here. I think I was just testing random stuff. What the creature doing? I sent out a poll on the Discord, and I asked if people wanted to see me play games or make games. And Game Dev Stream won out by like a hair. So we're gonna be messing around with Godot. We're gonna see if we can make anything even remotely resembling a game in like 5 hours. Probably not. And I expect it to be very boring. So if you're not down to just like vibe out, this one might not be your stream. It's gonna be a lot of just like chill hanging out, basically. borderline just chatting, but you can watch me struggle to figure out how to make a game. Let's go. You know, let's do this. Let's do Twitch. Helps me make a game. Huzzah. I don't remember having to do anything else here, so... Boink. Got your tiny Pringle creature cans here. Yo! Are you selling me off as a snack? Made by one guy just as a silly animation. It's now a full-blown game. Maybe. How have you found my endless supply of mini-me's? Alright. So I guess the first thing that we have to figure out, is it going to be a 2D or a 3D game? The questions. The very questions. Minogun say, oh no, you found my stash. That's what happened. Let's do a 3D game. Scene 1.
How are you? I am under the water. Please
Hello.
help me. Here too much raining.
Hello, Kaden. Hello. Now I will suffer in Dust Bowl. You enjoy suffering in Dust Bowl. I'm gonna be suffering in brown and bluish dimension. Is it like? Oh, it is. Look at that. It's just like Blender, where I can press the number keys to lock axes. That's nice, actually. All right. Wait, what? I thought I set this to... Wait, I did. I'm stupid. Scene 1, yeah. Okay. First things first. We need a floor. Let's make a floor. Let's make, I believe it's a... Pretty sure it's weird, because you can't just type cube. You have to type, like... Actually, hold on. We can figure this out, because... I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. Collision shape 3D. No, that's something you slap onto an object. Me. That dungeon finished fast. Which dungeon? It's beginning to look a lot like Dust Bowl. You're right. I live in Tornado Valley, or Tornado Alley. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Let's see. I remember this being particularly, like, not too hard to actually find shit. Collision objects. Physics body. Static body. It would be a rigid body, I believe. Rigid body 3D. Physics material. I think we can leave that. So the way that this stuff works, from what I remember, is that you have to add the rigid body to an object in order for it to have physics. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, physics. Here. So I need to find a cube of some description. Box, maybe? Whoop, bop. Box. Ah, okay. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, it's this. CSG Box 3D. That's what actually... Oh, it's a big cube. Look at that. I was wondering when the cat was gonna appear. The cat? Oh, somebody... I tuned out the fast food cat, not gonna lie. Damn. Sentries everywhere, yes. Sentries everywhere. So this has to be attached to this. And I believe I have to attach it to the rigid body via this. Albedo. We're gonna make this a slightly darker cube. That's right. This is going to be a relatively dark cube. The anti-cube, as it were. Let's bring this. How do I collapse this again? Am I stupid? There we go. I have proven myself to be smart. Transform. We can set scale here. Okay, neat. We're gonna uncouple it. We're gonna make it short, like me. It's gonna be small. It's gonna be tiny. And I'm gonna make this like 100. And I'm gonna make the z-axis like 100 or 1,000. 100 is fine. 100 is perfectly fine. So we got a nice plane. Look at that. Wonderful. I kind of plan on learning game development as well, to be honest. We can learn together. We can make this a learning together with Twitch. I'm not going to be a very good learning buddy, but we can learn together. It'll be great. All right, so we have this. It has come to my attention. Hold on. Let's delete that, because what we have to do is give this not a rigid body, but I'm pretty sure we need a static body 3D, and that's what allows it to have collision. And then the rigid body, I'm pretty sure, let's see. This node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Consider adding a collision shape 3D or collision polygon 3D as a child to define its... Oh. I forgot it has like a little tutorial built in. This is gonna make it a lot easier. Okay, so we need for this. This needs to be the parent. This node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Consider adding a collision shape as a child. So in that case, if I uncouple this, or better yet, just delete this, and then just add this as its own thing, static body, right? And then take this, I need to add a collision, yes. Collision. Shape 3D. What's this saying? Collision shape 3D only serves to provide a collision shape to a collision object. Oh, it's on its own. Let's fix that. There we go. A shape must be provided for collision shape 3D to function. Please create a shape resource for it. Okay. Let's take a look at it. The shape is here! Ah! Hello! Thank you for the head pats. Oh, it's Hosea. Thank you for the head pats, Hosea. One of my reasons is that the teacher for game development at SDU helped work on the 2016 Doom. Oh, hell yeah. Must go poof? Well, thank you for popping in, Toxic. I understand if this is not your vibe as of right now. I expect these streams to be a lot more niche. I feel like it's going to have a lot smaller of a view count, but I think I can get a nice collection of people who are just as autistic as I am and are willing to learn with me. That's my goal. I don't expect to get high view counts for these streams, but I'm hoping that I'll get a little pocket in the community that's interested in game dev, and then we can all band together and make an awesome game. And then we can slap it on itch.io for free, and then watch as all the reviews say, "This is the worst game I've ever played. The developers are stupid." And we'll be like, "Yes, we are." Well, I'm definitely going to be here every time. Let's go! All right. We got at least one person. Let's see. Shape must be provided. Right. Let's rename this to floor. Actually, floor shape. There we go. This is going to be floor. Floor shape, and I'm pretty sure... What if I make this... No, that's a bad idea. Control Z on that. Make the shape... new separation. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Sphere, box. Alright, so we gotta make it as... It has to be the same dimensions as this. So let's, Actually, that works pretty well. 005. Might as well be a plane at this point, but whatever. Actually, you know, for the sake of ease, we'll just say 0.5. There we go. We know it's a solid object under us, like a real solid object. So we'll go here, transform, scale, 0.5, 100, 100. There we go. And it's a little off-center, but I'm pretty sure that's because this guy got moved a little bit. Yeah, it got jostled around a smidge. There we go. It looks pretty damn close, I would say. Oh, I didn't change the size. 100. Whoa! Did this set its size somehow? What? Oh, Animal Crossing music? Yes. I might turn it down a smidge, actually. There we go. Now it's just like a nice little chill background. Noise. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is good now. Maybe? A non-uniformly scaled collision-shaped 3D node will probably not function as expected. Please make its scale uniform, i.e. the same on all axes, and change the size of its shape resource instead. Oh, okay. So this has to be like that. This. Whoops. Pretty sure this is what it means. 100 by 0.5. Aha! It all checks out now. Nice. We have our floor. We also need a camera. So let's add a camera. Camera! This will set above this. Alright, let's see if this falls, shall we? Let's have this... What is happening? What is happening with you? Goofy, camera. What is happening? Whee! It's facing the wrong way! You son of a bitch! Okay. Let's do this instead. Let's rotate it this way. Whoa. That was weird. Wait, can I? No, I can't. I believe it should be... Maybe now tilt it down just a smidge. Let's hit play. No main scene has been defined. Select one? Yeah. Select current. This will be my main scene. Scene 1. Does it fall? It does not fall. It's also in pitch darkness. Let's fix that. Let's add a light. Spotlight. Omni light. Directional light. Is that what gives us the sun? I think this is what gives us the sun. Yes. Okay, so we have the sun now. Oh yeah, another game I know that's made by one person is Lust Doll Plus. I have never heard of that. Huzzah! Okay. We have a spot now. It doesn't matter where I put this. No, it doesn't. Okay. So that'll just be like up here somewhere. I'll adjust the light when I need to up there. If I remember that exists. I can think of a lot of games that are made by one person though. Like Toby Fox with his Undertale. I can't remember his name. I think it's like Zeke or something like that. Zeke, who made Lethal Company. There's all sorts of like people who have made their own games. One thing though, I know it's going to take a really long time to make anything resembling an actual game. Let's do this. Because we needed, for the floor, it was a static, but we need a rigid body now. Rigid body 3D. What do we need here? This node has no shape. Yep. Okay, so we got the rigid body. Now we need to make the collision shape 3D, which is going to be a box. We're gonna make a box. It's gonna be a box. Not only is it gonna be a box, but we're gonna do some goofy stuff to it. Okay, we got this, we got this. Now we just need like an actual mesh so that way it shows up. So we're gonna need another box. Bam. We start with cubes and then we make it beautiful later. Okay. Ah! No, it's off center. Oh, I'm a silly man. I'm a silly, silly man. Where's the rigid body? The rigid body is technically all of this. So we need to take you, take the transform, set you back to 0. There we go. Now the rigid body should be yes. And if we move the rigid body, I don't want to change its size. There we go. If we move the rigid body, it moves everything else. So if we want to say, like, rotate the rigid body a little bit, it will rotate. Play. Is it interacting the way I think it is? Yes. I also forgot we set... I forgot we set the floor to be, like, 1,000,000 fucking feet. Let's move the camera a little closer. Let's move it like that. Bring it down a little bit. Yay! We've done it! We've basically reached the point where I was a year ago after 8 hours of work. Actually, no, that's not true, because I had control over the box. We made a cube. There's 2 games that I want to make at some point. A proper Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 4 game. And a Lego Bionicle game. The Lego Bionicle game might be a little hard to do considering both of those things are owned by a massive company. But that reminds me. Speaking of things that you can like rip limbs off of, I have an idea for a game. And I've had this idea for years. And I've just never had the motivation to actually get up and try and make it. So the idea is that I'm gonna pull a pirate software real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna pull a pirate software. Don't worry though. I actually support Stop Killing Games. So the idea that I have, right, is that You have a little guy. You have a little dude. He's a happy little man. However, what you can do, because you're technically undead, right? So he's actually kind of a sad man. He's actually kind of a sad guy. Whoa! Please don't tell us you work at Blizzard. Yeah, I actually worked at Blizzard for 87 years when I was 8 years old. My dad got me the job, but I swear it wasn't nepotism. But he's actually kind of a sad guy. Why did my pencil change? What the fuck? Was I using like a different... There we go. I figured it out. Oh god. So he's actually a sad guy because he's technically undead, right? So because he's undead, it's sort of a Frankenstein situation where you can actually remove your own limbs and replace them with monster limbs. So like if you find like an enemy with like a massive blade arm, like a mantis arm, you can actually remove your arm and replace it with the enemy's arm, and then you gain that enemy's attack. Or like if you, like say you remove your legs, and you make yourself even more sad. He's crying now because he doesn't have any legs. But if you remove his legs, his closest to Blizzard. So you remove your legs, right? But say you have like an enemy that has like jacked legs, right? So like he has just like massive fucking legs. He's got thighs for days, right? I don't know how fucking Pirate does this. This is awful. But he has like jacked legs, right? So you remove your legs, so you no longer have your own player speed. You have borrowed player speed from the legs of the enemy that you took. So like, say there's like a really high ledge, and you can't jump very high because you got like sad little human legs. Like you got sad little hummy legs. But if you take the jacked legs from like an enemy, you can jump higher, so you could actually get to certain places that you couldn't before with your normal human legs. Or say you like found a spindly little bastard and you wanted to take his speed and you wanted to do like a speedy sort of like combat blitz build. Like he's got like super speedy legs. That's like the Sonic the Hedgehog like leg blur. Now you can move really, really fast, right? So you can like pair it with some other weapons or like some stuff that you get from enemies, and you can make yourself just an abomination. No!
Literally any programmer on Twitch Pirate Software. Tiny Kobold.
I swear I'm not. No. But that's the whole idea for the game. Obviously, I'd have like story and shit. But for the most part, it's just you're playing as a dude. You're playing as a man who can replace his limbs with creatures. So you can make yourself like really lopsided. Because I want each limb to have its own equipment slot. So you could play as somebody who has like a freaky arm, a human arm, like a jacked leg, and then like a super speedy leg. So your movement would just be fucked. You would be like fast one step and then like slow the other. So it would... That's the idea. Anyway, you can make just like an absolute abomination. Hello? I'll say a meme. Meme. But yeah, that's the whole idea. And I even have a name for it. I have a name for the game. I wanted to call it Thy Flesh Reborn. Because at the start of the game... Oh no, it's happening again.
Hosea Proot Chat and Tiny Kobold.
Damn. He's locked. He's locked in Dust Bowl right now. But the idea at the start of the game is that you're dead, and you actually get revived by a necromancer. So, you're literally flesh reborn, and that's why you can graft other enemy, like, limbs onto yourself. Another part of it, we'll get back to the actual game dev after a little bit, I promise. We'll just make new real quick, don't save. Another part of it is I wanted to have, like, a Diablo-style loot system. So you'll have, like, varying qualities of, like, limbs or weapons that you find, because you can do the whole game as a human. Like, you can do the whole game as a human and just use weapons. But if you want to, you can make yourself into an abomination. Look up Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 4 to see what a disaster of a game it is. Considering the fact that I have never heard of that game, I'm assuming it's a disaster. Absolutely, I'm assuming it's a disaster. But yeah, I want the classic, like, grid inventory. No, Yoda! Get back in the box! I'm nerding out right now. Get back in the box. Stop it! Stop it, Yoda! Stop it! I will eat you slowly. Alright, one bite was all it took. He's gone now. But yeah.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated?
You're right, why am I dehydrated?
So that was a fucking lie.
No. But yeah, I wanted to have, like, the traditional Diablo-style, like, grid inventory system. Not 3 or 4. Not 3 or 4. I want it to be, like, 2. I want it to be like Diablo 2, where, like, a massive fucking sword takes up, like, 4 slots. I don't want everything to be like, oh, this one's 2 slots. And this is 2 slots. And this giant greatsword, it's 2 slots. And this dagger, it's 2 slots. Fuck that. That's stupid. You want a breastplate? You're gonna have to take 6 slots, baby. You want a ginormous fucking sword? It's gotta be all 4 slots. You want a tiny sword? It's gonna be like 3 slots. You want a dagger? It's 2 slots. You want javelins? They're 3 slots. You want books? They're 2 slots. They're big books. You want scrolls? They're 1 slot, because they're just little rolls of paper. Money? I'm not putting that in a slot. Diablo 1 put your currency in a slot. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that much of a dick. I want a plate and I want breast. I want breastplate. No, you want plate breast. That's what you want. 2 completely different things. But, like, on top of just, like, your classic, like, helmet slot, chest slot, weapon slots, and, like, rings, and, like, your belt, and shit like that, and maybe, like, an amulet. There's going to be one off to the side where it's just the limbs tab. So you click this button, and it brings up something similar to this, except it's just every appendage that you have. And here's another mechanic that I thought about. So, like, the UI, how in, like, all of the Diablo games, this game is heavily inspired by Diablo. But, like, all the Diablo games, they have, like, fucking orbs. Like, there's the blue orb that's like your mana, and then there's the red orb for your health. I want those to be physical objects. So like your chest. Your chest has your main health orb and your mana orb, and those are like the things that keep you alive as an undead. At this point, we can take Diablo 5, yes. But like, these physical orbs are real. They're in your body. And you can upgrade them. So you can increase your max HP outside of, like, standard leveling. Like, different orbs will give you different modifiers kind of thing. And not only that, but each one of your limbs has a slot to increase that, like, that particular orb. So, like, say you find a massive, like, an enemy that has, like, a gross, like, say he's, like, a weird hunchback, right? And he's got, like, one tiny arm, and then he's got, like, a massive fucking, like, cannon, right? For his other arm. If you attach this to your body, there might be, like, certain slots to increase mana. So that way you can fire it more often. So if you have extra orbs that you're not using on your main chest, you can slot them in to some of your limbs. And some limbs will have like different slots for different orbs. Or I might just make it like each limb has like a universal slot. Because, I mean, you're undead. You can do whatever the fuck you want, right? Like, and critical hits. This is like just a little side tangent. Critical hits has a chance to permanently break one of the orbs. Not the one in your chest, unless it like one-shots you, but at that point you're dead, so you're just going to be reloading a save anyway. But critical hits to you, like if it does a significant amount of damage in one hit, has an a slight chance to either crack or fully break one of your orbs. Mulder is the name of a game? Ooh. Want inspiration? Look up Mulder on Google. Because the first 3 Thai games are 3D open world action platformers. Is it like a Bubsy 3D sort of situation? It kind of sounds like a Bubsy 3D sort of situation. But yeah, this is my autistic rant for the day. I've already thought of a lot of mechanics for the game. The only problem is I just don't have the programming know-how. And I could force myself to try and learn it. I've tried multiple times. It's fucking rough. Like, I'm more akin to, like, making assets, I feel. I'm not very good at the programming side. I'll force myself to do it if I have to, but it's gonna be a long time before I'm competent at it. Thai 4 is 2D side-scroller platform with all different voice actors. I'm pretty sure Bubsy did a 2D side-scroller after 3D, so it's still sounding like Bubsy. But yeah, that's the general idea for my personal dream game that I would love to make. I'm debating whether or not it would be an isometric view top-down, sort of like Diablo 2 and like the Diablo series, or if it would be a first-person game, so that way you're in control of it, but it still has the Diablo UI elements. Almost like a fusion of Diablo 2 and like the early Doom games. But like brutal Doom mod sort of Doom games. You can always do third-person view. I could do third-person view. That is true. That is the one thing that's kind of stopping me from going the first-person route. Because I would like you to be able to see the abomination you're making outside of like your little UI screen. Should be easier than isometric. That's true. I mean, maybe. It's a hard maybe, because theoretically speaking, we're gonna save this real quick. Save scene. And we're gonna go back to Godot. Theoretically speaking, I think it was this one. Yeah. I could take this movement that I already have in here. Get rid of the jump. Actually, no, I could probably keep the jump. But I could take this movement here and just lock the camera up. Let's lock the camera up, rotate it a little bit, move it over here, and just lock this physically to the character. In fact, I think I can just do this right like that. Let's do this. Oh! Yeah, there we go. So this is basically already isometric view. Obviously, you'd have to change it up a little bit, because right now, the directions in which it's moving, if I press down on the arrow, it goes that way. But I bet I could do something sort of like Diablo does, where you just click and there's a ray cast, and then it forces the player to move there. It's like, click there, and it would just be like, wah, wah, kind of thing. Can I suggest something? Of course. Absolutely, of course. Let's move some of this back. In fact, let's do this. Not that. Camera. Yeah! Yeah! I can make a little Mario platformer with what I have already. Whee! I'd have to make coins and shit, but that'll be later. Close this, get back to the other one. Boop. Okay, so we got a cube. The only problem is, what else are we gonna do with this? Because what I could do is just turn this into a falling cube. And then copy and paste this a bunch. Oh no, I don't want this to be... Bam. Copy. Close that. There we go. Move this over a little bit. There's also a way that you're supposedly able to make it to where if you click on something, it just automatically clicks this instead of the graphic. Move this out of the way. Make it go there. How many of these do I have? 4. Okay, so if I hit this, they should all interact with each other. Yeah, nice. If you want to make weapons, why not loot as not weapons, body parts with weapons? You don't loot just weapons, but an arm with a weapon, or a shield, or a new chest, or new legs or head. That'll make the game unique. That was actually the idea. My idea behind some of the weapons is that they would have certain effects that would increase or decrease your drop rate for limbs. Bladed weapons would increase your drop rate for limbs. Blunt weapons would decrease your drop rate for limbs. However, they would do additional damage to limbs. So in a way, there was also sort of a... I'm being tormented. No! That's massive! But yeah, there would be sort of like a limb durability system, not with the player, but like you could wound enemies. Like certain hits will have like a critical hit rate to like wound an enemy or like cripple a limb. Sort of like Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that. You would have means to cripple limbs. So like bladed weapons increase, yeah, kind of like Kenshi. Very similar to Kenshi in that fact. And then there's piercing weapons that were like limb neutral. So like if you didn't want to, if you just wanted to go like a full human build, then like you would choose like a rapier or something like that, piercing, spear. A very basic like combat triangle based on limbs. Kobold, check general Discord real quick. Okay. I shall. Let us see. Yeah, I have never heard of this franchise. I don't even recognize that character. Learn something new every day. But yeah, that's the general idea. It's sort of like Kenshi. It's really a merger of many games combined into one. The UI elements and the dark themes of Diablo 2 and 1, the limb system from Kenshi, and I think that's it. I think that's quite literally it. Because I was gonna add like New Vegas and like the Fallout games with their like crippled limb system, but Kenshi has that, so yeah, it's a mix of Diablo and Kenshi. And maybe, depending on what point of view, like first person or third person or isometric, closer to like an Ultra Kill or I guess Diablo, Path of Exile kind of thing. Let's close that. So we have this. I suppose we should make a character. Obviously, we're not making my dream game today. We're just goofing around. That's gonna be like, I need a team to make the game that I want to make. Let's do this though. Let's make these guys blue. Let's make them blue. Albedo. We'll make them cyan. How about that? A nice cyan. We're gonna have to do it to all of them. New material, bam. Albedo, bloop, cyan. This one. Ah. This. New material, click, albedo, click, cyan. Amazing. I probably should have colored it before I copied and pasted, but whatever. This is fine. New material, bam, albedo, blap. Nice. Huzzah. Now, if I remember right, Godot already has like a built-in... let's do this, actually. Let's make a new 3D node. A new node 3D. And we're going to name this... Falling cubes. And we're going to take all of these. We're going to make this the parent. So that way we can collapse it. They should still function the same. They sure do. Okay, nice. So we have cyan cubes. They massacred my boy with the 4th installment, and the character's name is in fact Ty, and he is a Tasmanian tiger. Ah, I see. I'm guessing that's where your name comes from, outside of the Kobold part. Okay, back to what I was doing. If I remember right, there is already a script in the game for a player. I could be wrong. Audio stream player. Ooh, I am wrong. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Well, let's start with what we know. We know it's gonna be a capsule. It's gonna be a capsule. Really? Pill? CSG. Or is it CGS? Square, torus, new. CSG. Ah, it is CSG. Okay, here we go. We got sphere, polygon, mesh, cylinder, torus. They don't have a pill. That's interesting. I guess you can make one with a sphere. Let's make one with a sphere. That's a lot of dungeons. Goddamn. You farming? Holy hell. Okay. We need a rigid body, for one. Create. Let's give it a shape. No, not physics material. We needed a shape. We need a collision shape 3D. That's right. Collision shape 3D. Create. There we go. Bam. Wait, the rigid body has to be the parent. Right. Actually, no. Technically, it doesn't. I don't think. I'm pretty sure this just has to be... This has to be a child of the rigid body. I'm pretty sure. And then the collision shape... Whoops. Turns into sphere. Yes. This is how you're supposed to do it. I did it the opposite way with the floor and the cubes. Now if you click this... Yeah, okay. So if we click this... No, it grabs the collision shape. Why would it grab the collision shape? It should grab the graphic for the sphere. What? Oh, wait. Hold the phone. Physics material. Can I change the shape of this? Because the rigid body seems to be a cube, which is strange. It's not supposed to be a cube. Why are you like this? Why? Why for art thou like this? Shape. CSG box 3D. It's strange. The sphere doesn't have... Oh, it does. Never mind. I am stupid. We'll make our little sphere green. I like green. Green's nice. Let's do this. What is happening with this? Ah, here we go. That's good enough. Why for art? Okay, there we go. So, theoretically, this should roll on its own. The rigid body... This still shows square, which is very weird, but, I mean, it is a sphere, so it should work like a sphere. Let's do this. Click. Okay. So if we hit play, the ball should roll. The ball's not rolling. Why is ball not rolling? Why is ball not falling? Wait, these only have a collision shape? No, this is the physics. That's the rigid body. The rigid body. Why for art thou not fall? Question mark. Why is this not falling? These guys are falling. But they have the same things as this. They have a collision shape 3D. They also have a rigid body, which is this. Maybe I did have to... Can I unparent? I can add child. That's not what I want to do. Bam. Reparent, maybe? That work? What if I did this? No! Selection changed at some point. Well, yeah, it changed. It's only 8 dungeons. Wait, what's only 8 dungeons? Oh, the dungeon. Okay, I see. I'm a little stupid, don't mind me. My sphere ain't moving, and it's making me question my entire existence. Why for art thou sphere not moveth? And how can unparent?
Beat the devil out of it.
How can one unparent? I figured it out. Never mind. Okay, so let's instead make these that. Now will fall? Now will fall. Okay. So I guess maybe it's just like how it runs. Like it checks sphere first. Very strange. Well, I guess it does make sense because this is just the graphics. So maybe you suck at development, give up now? No. But I think I figured out what was wrong. So, I'm pretty sure the rigid body, this guy, I'm pretty sure the rigid body and the collision shape were falling, but because the graphic, the sphere itself, was above the rigid body, it stayed in place because this wasn't a parent of this. This was its parent. So this wasn't actually acting on the sphere. It was only acting on the collision shape. So I think they were falling. It's just the graphic, like the actual like sphere wasn't doing anything. Now it falls. Huzzah, killing me. No! Let's check and see if it actually like rolls. Let's move it in with the cubies. Oh, it does! Look at it! It's got a weird, like, pimple, but it works. It does rotate. Okay. So we have a ball. We have a little ball. Nice. What can we do with little ball? Let's make it a player. How did I make the other thing move? I know it was with a script, but what did I have to do? Let's see. Let's go ahead and save this. Save scene. Let's go back to the other one that I did a long time ago and do a little bit of a refresher. What is this? Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. So a lot of things, it's actually optimized for you to make new scenes and then have those particular objects as that scene, and then you just reference it in here. Right. That way you can't, like, fuck up with everything else. Yeah, okay. So you can't... It's a form of, like, security. So, with the way we have it right now, we can go into, like, all of the children of the parent objects and, like, fuck with them by accident. But with this, when you have everything in its own scene and then you reference it... Yeah, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Woo! Okay, so we have to do that, but first, we're gonna check this player. Got the mesh instance, we got the collision shape. No rigid body? No, this is the rigid body. I'm stupid. Character body 3D. Character body 3D? Wait. Wait. Let's close this. Don't save. Character body 3D. What are you making? We're just kind of dicking around right now. This is my first real attempt at trying to learn in a year. So I'm just refamiliarizing myself with Godot. But I was doing like a little a little pirate software-esque paint job to try and like explain my dream game, but that's so many years off. That's so far off. Make a dodecahedron? I mean, I don't know if I can in Godot. I can make one in Blender. This thing's probably got like 50-ish sides or so. It's like halfway there. Big brain explanation? Yes. But as of right now, I am a very, very, very new game developer. I wouldn't even call myself a game developer at this point. You can generate mesh via code in Godot? Ooh. I like that idea. This was actually just kind of a whim. It was a poll that I did in Discord, and it happened to land on game dev. It won by 1 vote. So, here we are. We're making an attempt. This is what I got so far. I vaguely remember how to do this, and I also just remembered that I have to make scenes for all these, so that way I don't have a bunch of stuff cluttering everything. So, let's do this. We'll take... we won't call this falling cube anymore. We'll just call this cube. Nice. Wait, I'm dumb. Cube. Wait! That's right, this was the Node 3D that I just had them all, like, foldered into. So I was right! Copy. New scene. 3D. Cube. Paste. We have cube. Somewhere. There it is. I will drink the juice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh no! This is the 0 for the world. So if I add this to anything, it'll be in the air. That's not ideal. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll just remove this. Yes. We'll make a new one. We need a rigid body. Give me the rigid body. You shall be named Cube, good sir. Let's add child node. We need a collision. Bam. And then we're going to need a box. We need a box. Add another child node. Box. Bam. Huzzah. Please create a new shape. Yes. Boop. No! I have failed. Here. Box. There we go. It is done. Let's change the color. Albedo. Blank. Make it cyan like the other ones. Huzzah! And we save the scene. Save scene as cube. Save. So now if we go to our basic scene 1, we should be able to, for starters, we're deleting all of these. We have snapped the cubes out of existence, but we should be able to reference this scene somehow. The real question is, how do I reference a scene? Child scene? Possibly? Cube? Open? Huzzah! Yes! Does it fall? Yes! We have done it. We have made cubes. No! No! Alright, we've made infinite children's. Children's? Children. Let's delete that. Oh! Let's go ahead and delete this. Delete. Nice. Winks. Winks. I'm going to hit you with the Throngler. I'm not gonna tell you what that is, but I'm gonna hit you with the Throngler. You know what? You're not supposed to be donating to me. You have things to look after. That's right, I will Throngle you. How dare you? How dare you? Ah! $48. Did you just get rid of the rest of your bits that you had? Is that what just happened? You know, you can save your Twitch earnings and, like, basically pay off 1 week's worth of your stuff. Do we have all the cubes? We don't have all the cubes. There's one more hiding. Okay. We have cubes now. No. Winks, be honest. How many more do you have? And are they part of your Twitch payout? I'm watching you. You should save your Twitch payout. Even if you don't get it this month, you'll get one. They are not. I've never gotten a payout. It's because you don't wait for it. All you need to accrue is 50. All you need to accrue is $50 worth. Let's change these cubes just a smidge. There we go. You don't use them for bits? I thought you did. Wow. All right, cubes achieved. Next up, we're going to take our character. Maybe we should do floor. Nah, the floor can stay. The floor can stay like this. Player. For starters, we're getting rid of it because I forgot that there was a character 3D thing. Boom. We're gonna name it player. There we go. Make another one. Character 3D body. Boop. There we go. Let's see what we need for it. It's known as no shape. Collision shape 3D or collision polygon 3D as a shot. Whoa! Fuck you, get biddies. No! No, I just show you the number because it's changing. Well, yeah, it's changing. You're making money. I'm pretty sure it's going to do that up until you get a payout. Right. Let's go ahead and add a... Pretty sure we need a collision shape for you. No, it needs a shape, right? Hold on. Yeah, collision shape. Okay. Collision shape 3D. Bam. We're going to give it a... I guess... Oh, it does have a capsule. Look at that. We'll make it a capsule. Nice. We are Tube Man. And now we need graphic. We require graphic. So let's do... I don't want to just make it a cube, so we're going to make it a sphere. We got a sphere, yes. Funny number go burr. Speed told me to leave my comfort zone and play Schedule 1 and sell things. How was Schedule 1? Let's do transform. 2. Oh! I forgot to unlink the whole thing. 2. Oh yeah, that's definitely recognizable as a non-object right there. That's like a snake egg. I like it. Let's go. Let's give it a color. It's gonna be a green snake egg. Drop this. Boom. Did I just accidentally basically make the color of my kobold? That's amazing. We're keeping that. Yeah! Okay. So we have the general shape. File, save scene as player. Nice. Scene. I am gonna put these in a folder now that I think about it. I just need a Node 3D. Boink. Cubers. Bam, bam. Bam. There we go. Now, let's do this. Not that. Boink. There we go. We have our character. Does he have physics? That's a powerful pickle right there. Yippee game dev stream. Yeah! Now you are the creator and are making Huntsman 2027. Ah, yeah, let's make Huntsman 2027. Let's do it. I never played it. He just told me to sell drugs. I mean, when in doubt, sell drugs. Wait, I don't have physics on this thing, do I? Let's see. Yeah, he's just floating. Okay. Do I need a rigid body for this boy? Hold on. Collision. Physics. Inherit. Okay, so I do need a physics. Let's try. Boom. Rigid body. Create. Needs a shape, meaning that it has to be above this, I'm pretty sure, right? This has to be there. No. Can't collide or interact with objects. But that's fine, right? No, it's not fine. No, it should be fine, right? Right? Make Unreal Engine 27? Yeah! I don't think this will work. Because now this doesn't have a shape. But it shouldn't matter, right? It should just... It should function, question mark. No, it does not. Okay. Let's go back to this. How to do? Maybe there's something in here that I can do. Process, physics, inherit. Yeah. Or do I just have to place it properly? Okay, so it's placed properly now. Thought Siribot got one. Let's go. Get wrecked, nerd? Yeah. Hey, Dragon. Have you ever worked in Godot? Or do you just primarily work in Blender? Because I would like to make this have physics. The only problem is I don't know if I can. Like, I imagine I should be able to add a rigid body to this to give it gravity. Or do I need to add a script that would constantly give it a force downwards? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I can do this at the very least to make it to where it always sort of... Yeah. Wait, that's up direction. I don't want that. Transform 1. There we go. So now it should at least always spawn in at 1. You do need to leave your comfort zone or else you'll be playing XCOM until you're 60. Smitties. No. Winks, you must resist the Smitties. You must branch out to new games. Don't be like me. Don't just play shooters until you're like, wow, all these shooters suck, but I really don't want to play anything else because everything else looks stupid. And then you miss out on a bunch of games. That's exactly what happened to me, Winks. You don't want to be like that. Maybe collision? Oh, we've hit layers. I remember layers. I remember being very confused about layers for some reason. You have 800 games, you play everything? But how many of those 800 games do you play on the reg? Because I have like 300 games in my Steam library, and I play like half of them maybe, or I have played half of them. I think... Let's save the scene. And I think that means... Yeah. That's what I thought. Transform. Position 1. 0. Oh! Let's change the floor. Actually, fuck it. Let's... Nah, it wouldn't be worth it. I'm just gonna take the floor and I'm gonna drop it down. Drop it down a smidge. There we go. That looks about right. Okay, so now everything is at floor level, for the most part. This chili is gross, then stop eating the chili. No multiplayer games, because my friends don't play. Wait, your friends don't play games? I mean, you got the Discord. I'm sure you could find somebody to play some games with you. Granted, the Discord's, like, dead, but, I mean, there's still some people that check it sometimes. My father put jalapenos in it, and it's been in slow cooker all day, so it's all molten spice. Oh, is it, like, mushy? Yours or mine? Mine's been dead. Mine's also been dead, for the most part, but I think it's just because I don't talk as much as I probably should in it. I mean, I try to say something every day. No, it's just like liquid jalapeno. It's annoying. Ew. That doesn't sound very good. I bet you don't have chair fucking simulator. Yeah, Winks, where's chair fucking simulator? Where's try not to shit your pants, huh? Where's that gem? Mine's extra dead because I put the join with application on. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure most of the people in mine are bots. So, I think we're in the same boat. on my wish list. Of course it would be on your wish list. Anyway, focus back to game dev. Or my sad attempt at it. Trying to remember where everything is. So, everything should still work now that everything's dropped down to floor level. Yeah, for the most part. Now we gotta figure out how to make this little creature move. We have to deal with programming. Gutters. Save. Save scenes. Wait, is there a button to save all scenes? Oh, yeah, nice. Alright, let's go back to 2024 me. Let's see what he did to make his character wiggle about to and fro. Player. Let's check out the script. Extends character body. I think that's just what this is attached to. So we have two constants. We have a speed and we have a jump velocity. I don't think we're gonna make me jump. Focus back to Pickle, yes. I lied. I watch Markiplier play it, so I don't need to play it. RIP! Game dev is in game. Devote yourself to the Lord. Jesus hurts. Function physics process delta floats. I'm pretty sure that's just a normal function that's in the game. Delta makes me think that this is checking every... or it's not checking every frame, it's checking like on a certain time. Add the gravity. If not is on floor, that makes sense. So if we're not on the floor, we increase velocity down, it looks like. So if we're not on the floor, it pulls us down to the floor. If input is action just pressed, accept. What? Is action just pressed VI accept? I'm pretty sure that's meant to be space, because I hit spacebar to jump. And is on floor, velocity equals jump velocity. So this brings us up. Jump velocity brings us up. This brings us down, I believe. Handle jump. Add the gravity. Okay, so yeah, this brings us down. This block brings us down. This makes us jump. Get the input direction and handle the movement / deceleration. As good practice, you should replace UI actions with custom gameplay actions. I see. Pretty sure I was following a tutorial, and that's why I wrote that. Finding something for Winx is hard because he's picky. Or I have it. I'm gonna stream on my birthday, but it'll be late because I'm sure I'll be out for dinner. Fair enough. I could think of a bunch of games that Winx could try. There's Fable, The Lost Chapters. That's one of my favorite games. There's Dark Souls. There's Elden Ring. There's Night Rain. There's Kenshi. There's Noita. There's Exanima. I played all of the Fables and Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Then there's... Play Fable, then. Play Fable 1. It's, like, my favorite. It's also, like, the best Fable, as far as I'm concerned. Then again, I haven't played 2, so... Play it again, Winx. Play it again. I have almost 300 hours in Fable The Lost Chapters. Actually, hold on. Let's find it real quick. It's definitely not installed locally. Fable Anniversary. 39 hours in the Anniversary. Fable The Lost Chapters. 251 hours. Play it again. Play after the fall. Ooh. Don't jump into tutorial hell. The problem is, when it comes to learning programming, you kind of have to. Because it's quite literally a different language. It's a full-on other language that you have to learn. Like, these may be English words, but it has its own grammar. Like, var input underscore dir colon equals input dot get underscore vector parentheses left vi right up down. You're not just gonna like pull that out of your ass. You kind of have to. Let's see. Input dir input blah 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 blah. Variable direction transform dot basis x vector 3 blah 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 blah. If direction velocity x and velocity z, so this is movement. It turns our speed to 5. And then else, which is if they're not being pressed, it should bring everything to 0. Yeah. Has some good tutorials. Ooh. I'm gonna have to look into that, I think. What? What do we got here? I see. Sprite? I had a sprite? I don't think... Oh yeah, I was trying to learn how to make coins work. That's what the other one was. Oh, you know what you should play? Let's see if I have it. Shit, what was it called? It's very Dark Souls adjacent, but it's for weebs. Code Vein. There we go. You should play Code Vein. I didn't beat it. I only got like 3 hours in and then I stopped playing, but you should play Code Vein. I've heard it's good. You have played that? Oh, I see. But if you need any 3D assets, I could help. Yo! Let's go. Right. I wonder if I could just steal this. Hold on. I don't think I can, actually. I guess I could just do this. Copy. Character body 3D. It should still work because they're both called character body 3D. So if I take this code, I go into my player, I attach it to this. If I can, script, here we go. Script, new script. Movements. Create. What? It's already here? Huh? Division has new content. Do I care? That's a great question. Do you care? Thymesia? What? What is that? Is it something that I can look up on stream, Winks? I'll look it up later. I'll look it up later. Yeah? Okay. Let's go to the store. Whoa! What is this? Bird. Oh, I think I've seen people play this. That looks pretty sick. I'd be down to stream this. Recent reviews mostly positive is nuts. Very positive overall. Oh, that sick slide though. You saw me on it in VC? That's right, I did. I'm not gonna tell you to search, I'm not gonna. I appreciate the warning. The very clear warning, I appreciate that. It's Dark Souls Sekiro. Yeah, I'd be down to stream that. Wait, Imperial. Is this their other game? I'm assuming. I think I'll stick to the other one. I'll stick to the other one. Okay, so apparently this one already existed. Or maybe it just took the movement script that was already saved into Godot. If that's the case, that's sick. Does it work, though? Boom. Let's see. Does it work? Does it work out the box? Kinda. Everything is inverted. Down is up is down, left is right, and right is left. So if I wanted to play with inverted controls, technically speaking, this works. But I know why. I know why this is. Let's close this. Here's what we'll do. We'll take the camera, we'll attach it to the player. We'll move the camera. Let's see. Can we get a top-down view? We can. Look at that. So for starters, everything's inverted, which means that the camera has to go like right there. It has to be in line with the player, kind of like that. And it's got to be rotated so it's looking at the player. Nice. Rotate it about like right there, I think. Maybe pull it back a bit. Maybe. So now it should follow the player. Which it doesn't. Very, very weird that it doesn't. But at least now the controls are right. Also, the player isn't... Hold on. Can I uncouple this? Maybe? I cannot. What if I should be able to uncouple this. Detach script. I don't want to do that. Move it up. No, that didn't do anything. It would be lovely if I could figure out a way to just, like, detach this from being attached to this player. Or to this, Node 3D. But if I get rid of this, it'll delete the player itself, and I don't want to do that. What if I did this? What if I did this? Cut this. Delete this. Yes. Shit. Control V. Oh. Oh, Lords of the Fallen. I need to stream that. I haven't beaten that one. Same with Liza P, actually. I like how Fade to Silence first words of the game are dead again, cold pale flesh, a feast of maggots, or a feast for maggots. But the maggots have to wait. I'm not finished with you, not yet. That's pretty sick. 2 is crossplay. Lords 2. Ooh. Lords of the Fallen is crossplay? Hell yeah, we could do a co-op run. I really wonder why this isn't... let's see. Environment. Compositor, no. Transform. Dun, 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 dun. Wasn't there something with, like, clamp in it? I think that might have been a script thing, now that I think about it. But the real question, why does camera not move with player when player move? That is a real question. I'm pretty sure it's specifically because of this. Because of this thing right here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just do this from scratch. I'll close this. And then I'll add a... not a player. I need a character. Body 3D. There we go. Now, if I do this... Control V... Unparent these, because I know I can do that. There we go. And then delete this one. Yes. Then take this, add a script, new script, movement, load. Nice. So now, if I hit save scene, go back, the player is now the main thing. So what about now? Will it now follow the camera? It does. That's a... Okay, so we figured it out. Nice. So we now have a character that can run... Well, it can move and it can jump. It has no shadow, which is a little sad. So it makes it really hard to control. What about Ninja Gaiden? Maybe. Booking FNAF 2 movie trailer. I haven't seen anything about FNAF 2. It's just a dead guy with a shadow demon floating over him. Oh! Targeted ads? It really is, though. Speed, you're a full-grown man now. You're a very draftable man. We're sending you to the front lines first. Oh, Lord, ESO and Payday have an update. Oh, Lord. Look up Empire of Ants on stream. Or on Steam. Ant game. Oh no. Draft. I remember you mentioning Empire of Ants or whatever it's called. You mentioned that last time we were hanging out. Let's see. Empire of Ants. Empire of the Ants. That sure are ants right there. Oh shit, he's fast.
New modes, contents, and improvements that completely refresh the experience.
Yo!
Team up with a friend in the all-new 2 players co-op battle.
Winks, you wanna be ants with me?
Your strategy to face powerful AI
Yeah, it apparently got a co-op update. I'm looking at it right now.
Cooperation is key to face dangers and overcome new challenges together.
Winks, you know exactly what's gonna happen if there's a draft. Hell yeah.
Waves of enemies.
Yeah.
Titans,
Creeps.
and many more.
Get out of here, you creeps.
Alone or with a friend. Protect your headquarters as long as you can in this high-intensity challenge.
I'm gonna have to buy it. I need to farm DoorDash for 20 bucks to buy it.
Campaign missions in a more demanding format. Time and efficiency will matter. Set high scores and test your tactical mastery.
Amazing. I love it. I like we've been listening to the same song. Wait. I think it is. Wait. Okay, it's not. They just stopped making chapters. This is a 3-hour video that I clicked on, and it has chapters for about a quarter of it, and then they just stopped giving a shit, and they just stopped doing chapters. System Shock? Hell yeah. They made a remake of the first one. I'm looking forward to it. Where? Okay, there they are. Maybe the camera is like too... Whoa. What is 2? Oh, that's from the bottom, I think. I think the camera might be a little too low to the ground. There we go. Now, if I hit play, there's a strange problem. There's no shadows, even though I'm pretty sure the sun... Pretty sure the light's coming down from, like, there, right? Though, maybe it's just because the floor is, like, such a dark color. Maybe I should change the color of the floor. Let's make the floor a nice... salmon. Nah. I want it to be, like, an orange. Let's make it like an orange. Like a bright orange, maybe. With like a hint of harshness in it. I have made a craft singles. I didn't mean to make a craft singles. Let's bring down the brightness a little bit. It's still a craft singles. Let's maybe bring it inward a little bit. I want like an almost like hazard orange. That's what I want. This is a very strange color wheel. Like a very, very strange color wheel here. Like it's all muted colors. Why is it all muted? Swatches? Oh no. Like I want it to be bright. Raw, maybe? Ooh! That's a little too raw. It's glowing. That's how raw it is. What the hell? That's transparency. I don't care about that. Why is it so bright, though? Ooh. What is this color wheel, Godot? This color wheel sucks. Fuck it. It'll be that color. Oh, it's still craft singles. Why is it still craft singles? How is this color translated to craft singles? Wait, maybe it's the light. Maybe the light's just like really weird. Wee. Zoom. Zoom. There we go. I got a better camera angle, sort of. It's still a craft single, but at the very least... Okay, neat. Neat. How do I get shadows? How does one create shadows, I wonder? Shadow, here we go. Enable, yes. Yay, we have reference to where things are. Yeah! Let's go. Alright, so we have basic movement, which I'm pretty sure I can change to WASD, possibly. What if I did... Wait. This would be A. What if I did that? Let's reset this. That broke the script entirely. Okay. So it won't be that easy. I remember there being like a version control. No. Was it an editor, maybe? I remember there was a way that there was like an easy input selection, or maybe that was Unity. That might have been Unity. Project settings. Let's see what we got here. Audio, rendering, physics, XR, editor, input device. Emulate mouse from touch. From touch? Like you could do touchscreen stuff with this? Enable long press and click. I don't really care too much about that. Input map. Here we go. Okay. Filter by name. Add new action. Up. Then I'm pretty sure I can change this. Keyboard key. No fucking way. Don't tell me I have to, like, search through. Hold on. W. The W key. Yes. Filter by event. What does that mean? Additional options, Alt, Shift, Control. Physical key, or key code, position on... Yes. I don't know what this has done for me. Up. Down, maybe? I'm probably doing this really wrong. Left. Wait. Listening for input. A. Yes. Oh! Okay, we made it easier. Right. Okay. Maybe it'll use these instead. 'Cause This is looking for, I'm assuming, things that are latched onto these, maybe? Let's see. Let's not close this. Maybe save. File. Save all scenes. So without changing anything else. No. Okay. WASD still doesn't work for controls. Input get vector. Let's look back here. Project settings. Filter by event. No, okay. Filter by name. I figured this would work. What if I changed this to... Or is that UI? I'm pretty sure that's... I think that's supposed to be UI. UI underscore left. An action with this name already exists. Really? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Where, though? Where does it exist? Because I bet I can change what this is. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to come back to this. Let's go ahead and save all scenes. Let's close this. Go back to 2024. Project settings, input map. There is no input map here either. I see. Audio, GUI. Physics 3D. Input device. Wherefore art thou I find these, I wonder? Detached script, I would never detach that script. Where can find these, I wonder? Let's see. So somewhere in the code, these are here. Except, where can I find those? Maybe in here somewhere? Input? Ray pickable. No. Capture on drag? No. New. Visibility? Transform new. You would think it would be input. Collision? No, that's the same. Axis lock. Collision? No. Moving platform. Floor. Interesting. Slide on ceiling. That's an interesting thing that it just has already. So it's none of these. Where does one possibly get to those, I wonder? Editor settings, command palette? Oh! Wait a second. About Godot, close scene, community. Help. Search help. UI... No. Input, maybe? Inputs. Parse input event, no. Get input port, no. I don't think I'll find my answers here. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this and go back to our project. There we go. I wonder. Maybe I can call this somehow inside of the editor? Let's go back to this. Project settings, input map. We have these. Let's try this. Show built-in actions? Oh, found them. Let's fucking go. Okay. So these are just like canned actions. I see. Okay, we're gonna close that and we're gonna delete all these. Goodbye. Select space, focus, left. I can add actions to these. Okay. Yes. No. Why did I put W as left? Left would be A. Yes. UI right. UI up. Nice! Okay, so now that this is finished, if we hit play... Yes! We're now controlling with WASD. Let's fucking go. I found a video for Speed in Alabama. Speed in Alabama? Goddamn! I'm a little too excited to figure this out. We have WASD, oh my god. And we found our first glitch. We can increase our... Whoa. We can increase our velocity by sliding off of boxes. I think it's... Whoa! I think this is because of the shape of our collision. Whoa! We got launched. Let's fucking go. Let's see. Can we make this happen again? Come on. It liked this cube. It liked this cube for doing it. Yeah! Come on. I want a super launch. Super launch me. Oh! Okay. I think it has to be a singular cube by itself. Come on. Come on. Wow! Almost. Almost. Come on. Super launch me. I think it's the slide on... wait. I think I know what this is. I think it's slide on ceilings. Let's try this. Those ones aren't gonna work. Yeah, it was slide on ceilings. That was... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I got super launched and we slipped. Okay, maybe it wasn't slide on ceilings. Let's keep that on. Just because I'm not entirely sure what this does. Oh, here we go. Property, slide on ceilings. If true, during a jump against the ceiling, the body will slide. If false, it will stop and will fall vertically. I see. Okay. So theoretically that should work. Because if it's a sloped surface, I think that's a forced slide. I see, I see. But I think this might just be because these are rigid bodies, and that's why that happened. Okay, let's see what else we got. If we go into the script, let's change the speed. I feel like we're a little too slow. Not 100. Not 100. Let's try it again. Blink. Pew! Oh, here we go. Yeah, baby! Yeah! The velocity doesn't, it's not very smooth. It's not very smooth velocity. I think it's the... I think I know what part of the code is fucking that up. The only problem is I have no idea how to fix it. Because the speed is considered a constant, so it just, like, shuts off. Maybe if I did velocity instead of just, like... No, I am doing that. Else, make it 0. What if I added no else? What happens if I just get rid of this? Let's just see for the sake of experimentation. Alright, that's fair enough. We have learned the ability to slide. Yeah, that makes sense. We will never be still again. Amazing. If we wanted to make an ice slide puzzle, we figured out a way to do it. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Jump velocity, that can stay the same. Huh. Let's go back to this. Hi, Mochi. Hello, cat. Pet Mochi for emotional support. Aw, she's so eepy. She's so tired. Poor cat. Poor kitty. Alright. We've pet Mochi enough. Let's see. I guess we should probably also figure out what we want to do. Do we want to make this a 3D little experience? Or do we want to make it a first person? I don't know how to do first person cameras though. Let's find out. What if instead I add a camera in here? XR, what's the difference between this and this? A camera node with a few overrules for AR, VR applications, such as location tracking. Oh, so if I wanted to make a VR game, I would use this camera. I see. That's kind of neat. Camera node displays from a point of view. Create this. Let's make it like that. What does this look like? Oh. I forgot it's still going from the main scene. What do these do? Run current scene. Yes. Makes sense. Let's do this. It tried to run with 2 cameras. Let's remove this camera. We can always grab it again if we need to. So it should only try to run from 1 camera. Wait, it's still goofing around. Control S. An incoming node's name clashes with camera 3D already in the scene, presumably from a nested instance. I see. FOV, let's make that 90. 90 FOV. Near, far, transform, visibility. Top level, new. Let's just see what happens if... Okay. Yeah. Emotional support. Ooh. Yes, emotional support. Quar? Yes. We have a little mocher. Hello. Oh, she's out of it. She's purring very gently, but I can tell she's like mostly asleep. Okay, so we have a first-person perspective, but it's not tracking the mouse. How do we do that? Current? What does current do? Perspective... Don't think any of that. Doppler tracking? What? Environment, no. Let's save that. It even sticks with jumps. That's kind of neat. We might have to consult the internet. Because I'm not entirely sure how to force this to follow the mouse. Let us consult the internet. I will make a new... Let's go. So, Godot... first person camera. I'll try my best not to use videos. Basic first person controller V1 for Godot 4. That's a video. Read more. Okay. To GitHub, a Godot project with a basic implementation of a first-person controller. I don't want that. I want to know how to implement my own. Not me spamming dungeons on my own channel if I ever set up Tangia. I think you would, Winks. Absolutely. Make a little script to just constantly play Tangia dungeons. I was using a tutorial from 2 years ago, and I have a feeling that some of the code would be out of date. Input set mouse mode. Input mouse mode visible. Ooh. Let's see what it is. If input get mouse mode. Function unhandled input. There's a lot missing there. Can you show the whole code in format? This isn't C#. Or you can skip brackets like a barbarian. Oh! Oh, this might be a little different. This might be a little different than I expected. I have this code to look around in 3D, but I want it in physics process delta because probably input event causes the jitter in my project.
You don't want this code in physics process. Doing this will cause the player to feel lag in their mouse inputs. Ew. Which I think is more jitter. In the first place, this is not even possible in process, but okay. Well, what do I do? Especially in Godot, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty confident you'll find that your jitter issue lies elsewhere. I experimented with different displays, and it seems like the jitter is on a high hertz monitor above 60. That's high hertz for you? Damn. Tried it on a 60 hertz monitor and no jitter at all. I tried putting physics FPS to 75 my display hertz, and there was no jitter at all. Seems like putting higher physics FPS solves the issue. This will have no effect whatsoever on the performance or jitter. However, I'm just noting that in your code, you are multiplying by -1. I see. They're free, I'll spam like 100 of them and then play my game. Oh! If it works, it works. Fixes interpolation jitter issues. Find the smoothing plugin. Ooh, I see. That was from 2021. I imagine there's probably a better... It's really hard not to want to just, like, grab a video. How about this? How to make the camera rotate using mouse inputs in Godot 4. It's all video. Oh wait, I had it set to videos. Oh great, let's see what the AI wants me to do. Prepare your node, attach a script to the 3D node. Blah blah blah. That represents your gamer tag? What? To rotate a gamer tag? What the fuck are you... What? How to make the game... What? Did I just, like, butcher camera? Camera rotate using mouse inputs in Godot 4. Did I just, like, harshly butcher camera when I was typing? What the fuck happened there? Alright, let's see what the AI wants me to do. Create a 3D scene, yep. Add a character body, yep. Add a node 3D as a child of the character named neck or camera pivot to handle vertical camera rotation, pitch. Add a camera 3D as a child of the neck. Okay. I feel like this is a lot. I don't know if I trust AI generated code, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and skip that. For anyone confused on how to rotate the camera with the mouse, this should help you with that. That's from 2 years ago and it's using the visual script. I don't even think that's in Godot anymore. Fuck AI? Exactly, fuck AI. I'm like 90% sure the visual scripting language isn't in Godot anymore. Wasn't visual script discontinued because it was lackluster? That's what I was thinking. 4 will discontinue visual scripts. It feels a little easier to use for me. And I saw rarely anyone talking about using visual script in 3D Godot projects for obvious reasons. But I just like how easy it is. Okay, I don't care about that. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I have to do here. Example of it in official documentation. Oh, let's go. Using 3D transforms. Okay. Ba-dum-bum. Bam, 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 bam. Strafe left. Oh, I see. Obtaining information. Okay. Setting information. There are, of course, cases where you want to set information to a transform. Imagine a first-person controller or orbiting camera. Those are definitely done using angles because you do want the transforms to happen in a specific order. I see. For such cases, keep the angles and rotation outside the transform and set them every frame. So delta time, I think. Don't try to retrieve and reuse them because the transform is not meant to be used this way. Okay. Example of looking around, FPS style. Bum 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 bum. I see, I see. Function input event. If event is input, event mouse motion. I feel like I'm coming at this from like... I should probably go introduction to 3D first. That's probably where I should be. Ah! Hello, Xeno. Welcome in. I'm actually gonna grab something to drink before you inevitably water me. I'll be right back. Liquids have been achieved.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated?
There it is.
Why are you dehydrated?
I knew it was coming.
Fever. Here you go, Fever. You're drinking it.
Yes.
You're Fever. Oh no, Fever.
Oh my god.
Why were you dehydrated? Why were you dehydrated?
It's a good thing
Why are
I
you
got
dehydrated?
two.
Here, Fever. Here you go, Fever. You're drinking the juice. You're
It's a very good thing I got two. How you doing, Xeno? We're learning game dev. I don't care about the workspace. Yay! We got dungeons, folks. We got dungeons. This is all basic stuff. No 3D node, yeah. Environment, maybe? Oh. Wait, did I accidentally make two suns? Hold on. Besides editing a scene, it is often common to edit the environment. Godot provides a world environment node. Really? No shit? Hold on. Let's get rid of this. World environment. Ayo. Hold on. To have any visible effect, world environment requires its environment property to contain an environment. Its camera attributes property to contain a camera attributes resource or both. Environment. New environment. So I've set a new environment. It has stuff already. Look at that. We can turn off the sun. That's amazing. Camera attributes, new camera attributes, practical. Hold on. I'm sure the documentation will talk about that. By default, any 3D scene that doesn't have a world environment. Oh, back up here. But I was changing background color mode, as in put a skybox. Interesting. And apply several types of built-in post-processing effects. Environments can also be overridden in the camera. By default, any 3D scene that doesn't have a world environment node or a directional light 3D will have a preview turned on for what is missing to light the scene. I see. The preview light and environment will also be visible in the scene. Okay. An environment can be turned on or off from the top menu by clicking on their respective icons. Okay, so this is just a preview then. If I click this, there's going to be no sun. Yeah, there is no sun. I have no sun. Let's go ahead and do that. So there's still things that are missing here. New camera, boom. What about that? Let's just add those in. Are you going to make your game? I'm going to make a game. Maybe if I find like a group of people that are willing to legitimately try and make a game with me, I'll try making my dream game. But as of right now, I'm just trying to learn Godot. Ooh, okay, here we go. The 3 dots drop-down menu next to those icons can be used to adjust the properties of the preview environment and light if they are enabled. Okay. The same preview sun and environment is used for every scene in the same project, so only make adjustments that would apply to all existing scenes. Okay. Me when I'm a voice actor for Kobold's game. Kabagoo, what do you do? Sure, Winks, I'll make you a voice actor. You can be one of my VAs. Okay, here we go. What we really came for, camera stuff. No matter how many objects are placed in a 3D space, nothing will be displayed unless a camera 3D is also added to the scene. Cameras can work on either orthogonal or perspective projections. Okay. So root camera, viewport camera. Okay. You know what, Speed? You can write a quest. There you go. You can write a quest. Winks can be a voice actor. We'll have Dragon for 3D modeling. You'll have my creative vision. And we just need somebody who's semi-versed in GD script. And then we got ourselves a game studio. We can call it Noodle Stand Gaming. And Toaster too? Sure, you can be a character. How long can I make it? As long as you want. When dealing with multiple cameras, the following rules are enforced for each viewport. If no cameras are present in the scene tree, The first one that enters it will become the active camera. Further cameras entering the scene will be ignored unless they are set as current. Okay. If a camera has the current property set, it will be used regardless of any other camera in the scene. If the property is set, it will become active, replacing the previous camera. Okay, okay. Just make a wild, long, drawn-out fetch quest. That rewards you with 7 gold because you started at level 1. Amazing. It's just a series of fetch quests that all culminate to you going to the guy who gave you the original quest and going, "Did you do all those things? Thanks, man. I owe you a solid." And then you don't get anything. No reward. And then if you talk to him again, he goes, "Who are you?" And he's also invincible, so you can't kill him. The ultimate quest line. Everybody's gonna think it's broken. However, that's just how it's intended. Or to appeal to the new crowd, it's reward you with 6-7 gold. I would just as soon make a subplot about 9/11 than making one of the rewards a 6-7 reference. I hate that stupid meme so much. I die a little on the inside every time somebody mentions 6-7. The background environment emits some ambient light, which appears on surfaces. Still, without any light source placed in the scene will appear quite dark, unless the background environment is very bright. Oh, I see. How do we change the lighting in this world environment node, I wonder? Because this doesn't... Wait, this maybe? But that doesn't do anything, because when you actually hit play, everything's still dark. So this preview means nothing to me. Yeah, this doesn't really mean much to me. Not 1,000. Let's make it 10. Oh, that's still bright as shit. Never mind, we're making it a 1. There we go. Good enough. Camera. Oh, here we go. Ambient light, we can change that. Background. Clear color. Energy. Did it work? No, it did not. Reflected light. I haven't even found light, let alone fucking trying to reflect it. Let's do energy multiplier, background, sky? Source sky. Okay. Why would the light be black? Hold on, does this work? Oh. What happens if I do this? Okay, I see. Custom FOV, I don't think that matters. Sky is empty. New sky. Wait. Sky material. Load. Never mind, I don't have any. Empty. Let's just see what that does. Does this do anything? No. Everything is still dark. Maybe high energy? Will that make it light? Gold awarded by incredibly... Wait, incredible gassy? Is it just somebody who rips ass a lot? Is that what the whole quest line's gonna be about? Tone map, adjustments. Adjustments are not enabled. You are not allowed to adjust any of this. What if I did this again and changed the energy? Reflect light from the background, from the sky. Does this do anything? No. I'm gonna have to look into how this environment thing works, but I think I'm gonna delete it for now. Yes. And we're just gonna work with the basic bad lighting for now, I guess. He doesn't know? I don't know. See 3D lights and shadows. I don't really care too much about that. Next. Using 3D transforms. Here we go. This is kind of where I'm at now. A great audio-visual work on the internet. Oh. It appears I have missed out on something revolutionary. If you have never made 3D games before, working with rotations in 3 dimensions can be confusing at first. Coming from 2D, the natural way of thinking is along the lines of, oh, it's just like rotating in 2D, except now rotation happens on the X, Y, and Z. At first, this seems easy. For simple games, this way of thinking may even be enough. Unfortunately, it's often incorrect. Angles in 3 dimensions are most commonly referred to as Euler angles. Yes. Euler angles were introduced by mathematician Leonhard Euler in the early 1700s. Damn. This way of representing 3D rotations was groundbreaking at the time, but it has several shortcomings when used in game development, which is to be expected from a guy with a funny hat. But true. I would say from a guy who was thinking back in the 1700s, but this works too. The idea of this document is to explain why, as well as outlining best practices for dealing with transforms when programming 3D games. Oh, okay. Problems of Euler angles. While it may seem intuitive that each axis has a rotation, the truth is that it's just not practical. Alright, fair enough. Axis order. The main reason for this is that there isn't a unique way to construct an orientation from the angles. There isn't a standard mathematical function that makes all the angles together and produces an actual 3D rotation. The only way an orientation can be produced from angles is to rotate the object angle by angle in an arbitrary order. I see. This could be done by first rotating on the X, the Y, and then the Z. Okay. Alternatively, you could first rotate on Y, then Z, and finally an X. Anything works, but depending on the order, the final orientation of the object will not necessarily be the same. Okay. Maybe wondering how this affects you? Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you are working in a first-person controller, an FPS game, yes. Moving the mouse left and right controls your view angle parallel to the ground, while moving it up and down moves the player's viewport, or view up and down. Yes, yes. In this case, to achieve the desired effect, rotation must be applied first in the y-axis up, in this case, since Godot uses y-up orientation, followed by rotation in the x-axis. If we were to apply rotation in the x-axis first and then in y, the effect would be undesired. Oh. Yeah, that looks pretty undesired. Very undesirable. Depending on the type of game or effect desired, the order in which you want axis rotations to be applied may differ. Therefore, applying rotation in X, Y, and Z is not enough to also need a rotation order. Okay. Interpolation. Ooh. Interesting. Another problem with using Euler angles is interpolation. Imagine you want to transition between two different cameras or enemy positions, including rotations. One logical way to approach this is to interpolate the angle from one position to the next. One would expect it to look like this. What? What? I have no idea who that is. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. But this does not always have the expected effect when using angles. Just goes the opposite direction. Pretend to be a statue. I don't know who this is. Not gonna lie. BM can help, maybe? Anyway. The camera actually rotated the opposite direction. It sure did. There are a few reasons this may happen. Rotations don't map linearly to orientation, so interpolating them does not always result in the shortest path. It's not the same as going from 270 to 360, even though the angles are equivalent. Okay. Gimbal lock is at play. First and last rotation axis align, so a degree of freedom is lost. Okay. Say no to Euler angles. Yeah, fuck Euler. The result of all this is that you should not use the rotation property of Node 3D. Nodes in Godot for games. Okay. It's there to be used mainly in the editor for coherence with the 2D engine. As much as you may be tempted, don't use it. Instead, there is a better way to solve your rotation problems. Introducing transforms. Okay. Godot uses transform 3D data type for orientation. Each node 3D node contains a transform property, which is relative to the parent's transform. If the parent is a node 3D derived type, it is also possible to access the world coordinate transform via the global transform property. Okay. Transform has a basis. Transform.basis subproperty, which consists of 3 vectors. My throat. These are accessed via the transform.basis property and can be accessed directly by transform.basis.x, y, and z. What? Could you vote for my friends in the Counter-Strike? Go away! This is a scammer. No. Go away. I don't even know who this is. View profile. Are we even friends? What? Apparently they were. Unfriend. Go away. I don't know who you are. Goodbye. I don't know who that was. Hopefully it wasn't somebody that I actively talk to on a daily basis. But most people that I do don't contact me via fucking Steam. I know there was like a scammer that was asking me to vote for something in Counter-Strike a long time ago. They just randomly DM'd me. Tell him you voted for Big Dick Larry because he said he'd come for my candy. What was their name? I don't remember. I don't think I have the thing open anymore. Oh, I do. Nakagawa. Zoe from Canada. It's always... Have you noticed that? Whenever there's like a scammer that tries to DM you in something, it's always supposedly a woman. Every single time. It's like, I need you to do this thing, and then it's always somebody who's claiming to be female. Go away. I'm doing something right now. Anyway. Whammon. It's true. They're like trying to like... I don't know, maybe the people behind it are fishing for, like, people who would just blindly follow whatever a girl tells them to do. Because I've never been contacted by a scammer and have them pretend, or, like, not pretend, but, like, have them claim to be a guy. It never happens. It's always some anime profile picture with a very generic, description. Or like bio. And it's always like, I'm a girl gamer. And then they try to get you to fucking play a game off of the mobile app store that steals your data. It's all stupid. Where was I? I was like here somewhere, right? These are accessed via the transform.basis property and can be accessed directly from transform block. Winks. No. No, go away. Showed him. As long as it is uniform, okay. This is also an analog of a 3x3 identified matrix. I skipped something. We're talking about matrices now? Following the OpenGL convention, X is the right axis, Y is the up axis, Z is the forward axis. Okay. I'm dying! I'm dying! I'm taking another sip of root beer. You can't stop me. There's a street sweeper outside. They did a terrible job. There's just a pile of leaves that they left behind. They didn't sweep shit. Maybe they're gonna do another pass with like a vacuum? They just came by and moved a pile of leaves from the curb to the, like, the side of the street. They didn't pick up anything. The world's loudest and most, like, disappointing Roomba just went by. Manipulating transforms. One way to visualize a transform is to look at an object's 3D gizmo while in local space. Okay. Oh god. I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do code on stream. We might have to look at doing other things related to game dev. Let's see. I might have to do all the code later. Because I barely understand the code that we already have in this little thing. For starters, we'll do another light real quick. Create another directional light. There we go. Shadows, enable the shadows. So at the very least, we have shadows again. We can't turn the camera, but we'll work on that. I assumed it would be fairly simple to get, like, the camera to follow. Like, I was hoping it would just be kind of like a thing here somewhere. But it looks like we have to write code. Cries. So instead, maybe we can do a little bit of level design. Let's try that. So scene 1. Let's see. Do we have a top down? We do have a top down. I wonder, can I... What if I did this? Make a new thing, 3D. Hand floor. And maybe we could just grab a bunch of these and then rescale them in the scene. Maybe. Let's add first a... Pretty sure this needs just a collision shape. Collision object 3D derived node. Please use a child area static body. We need a static body, that's right. Static body. Got it. We got this. That needs to be a child of that. Now I need to define its shape, which we're gonna go box. There we go. We got a static body. Add a box mesh. Box mesh. We got the isometric box mesh. Look at that. There we go. So we're gonna make this. Bam. There we go. So we got this guy. Let's make it not 5.5. So it matches the floor that we already have. Move this down like that. Bum, bum. Transform, where's it at? Bam, there we go. Scale, 0.5. Wonderful. What? That's right, we can't do it there. We need to take this collision shape. Bum, 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 Bum bum. Um, how did we do this before? Was it down here, maybe? Bum, bum. It might actually move with this. No, it does not. Uh, 0.5. Let's see what it says. A non-uniformly scaled collision shape is probably function as what you expect. Please make its scale uniform, i.e. the same, and change the size of its shape resource instead. Okay. That's right. 1. We change this to 0.5. There we go. That is better. Move this down to 0.25. Negative 0.25. Negative 0.25. There we go. And we should be able to just scale it now, correct? And it should, hopefully, in theory... It didn't keep the collision, though. Do I have to go and do the collision as well? Oh, no. Maybe we can't do a canned... I don't think we can. I don't think we can. We're gonna have to do something else here, I think. Let's close this. Don't save. Go back to our scene. Floor. Copy. Because if I change this, it still has the collision there, which is not what I want. I want them all to, like, lock together. Physics material, we don't care too much about that. Axis lock. That just doesn't allow it to move. Pretty sure that's what static does anyway. What if I did this? Okay, that's not what we want. Top level, new. We don't want to touch this. I would love it if we could somehow attach this to that and have it work like how I want it to work. What if I did this? I took this and put that there. With a non-uniform scale, this node will probably won't function as expected. Transform. Why do I have it set like that? What? 1, 1, 1. What? There we go? Question mark? What does this do? Do we fall through it? We don't fall through it. I have crazy jump now. Oh no, I think I just clipped onto this. So this now functions. Let's Control S that. So this still works. which is great. But can I change the size of this now? What if I added... Alright, so I added that. Let's see if we fall through the floor at some point. I don't seem to be falling through the floor. Why did I do that? I could just move like a cube all the way over there. I just did that like in the worst possible way. So I extended this out really, really far. So if I just move a cube like right there, I should see this fall through the floor. Or I won't see it at all. Because the cube is too small. Let's do it this way instead. Let's go click this. Transform, make this big. Let's make it large cube. So this should easily... Am I facing the wrong direction? Hold on. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Why can I no longer see ginormous cube? What if I put it like that? Surely I should be able to see cube. Why can't I no longer see cube? Why specifically this cube? If I do that... I see that cube. Why is this cube fake? What have I done to this cube other than change its size? 50? How about that? Can I see 50 cube? No, I cannot. What if it is just like too far away and like the render distance is set wrong? I saw it for a split second. What? The fuck was that? Oh, wait. I think I know why. Because I'm setting it in here, but then, like, the very next frame, I think it's turning it back into a normal-sized cube. Alright. We make new cube. Create. That's not what I wanted to put that. I want to make new cube outside of big cube. Box. Jumbo cube. Add child. Rigid body. Bam. Add child. Collision. Shape 3D. There we go. Yep. Empty. Box. Dunzo. Now, theoretically, if I change size of this, it will change size of everything. I am moving way too fast. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little bit more manageable. Raise you up. Make you big. $20. Bam. It doesn't have physics. Why doesn't it have physics? It's a rigid body. Process, physics. Wait, I remember now. I think I remember now at least. this has to be like this. And then I do that. And then I do... That didn't help me at all. I need to do this. Then I need to take Jumbo Cube and make it like that. Right? Consider adding collision. Yeah, it's got one. Bam. There we go. Scale of the rigid body, override physics engine when running. To the rigid body. Oh. So I can't change the scale of the rigid body. I see. So we set that to 1, right? No. How did I do this before? I have cubes here. Hold on, cube. That's the rigid body. So I did this right. Theoretically. 10? Scale changes to rigid body 3D will be overridden by the physics engine when running. Please change the size in child collision shape instead. Okay. That makes more sense. Collision shape. Transform. We're gonna turn it to Wumbo. There we go. Maybe I should make this a child of that so it also turns Wumbo. Make that a child of that. Does this work? Yes. Okay. Now, cube go. Oh God! What have I done? Oh no! Wait. Why did it do that? Is it just too big? That physics object was never meant to be that big. Oh, they're coming back around. Oh, I think they do have the vacuum set up now. Okay. The leaves are going to be taken out. Huzzah. The Roomba is no longer disappointing. We're just going to delete that cube. There we go. This cube, maybe change collision shape. To 10. Maybe that won't freak out. I was lied to. All right, let's bring this a little closer. What happens if I just set it to 2? So 2 is fine. 3 maybe? Three is fine. How about 4? It bounced. 4 made it bounce. How far until it starts wigging out on the floor? Bounced again. 6. Six. 6 is the breaking point. Is it because this is too thin? What if I set this back to 1? What have I done? What has happened? Oh, it's because it's locked. What if I set this back to 1? How about that? What does that do? For starters, I need to set this back to like that. There we go. Does it still wig out? Kinda, but not really. So it was the thickness of the floor. Go away. Go away, G-Force experience. Get out of me. Now can I turn it to 20? Can I make this bitch Wumbo? That might squish our little guy. Let's do this. Oh no! What about 10? How about now? Will it handle 10? No. Is it still fucking up on 6? Is my floor just not stable? It bounces really hard on 6 now, but at least it doesn't wig out. A 7 maybe? Oh! Alright, so our floor is not quite good enough to handle this girthy of a cube. Fair enough. But that begs the question. Let's get rid of Jumbo Cube. Let's delete him. Wait a second. What is happening there? What is going on? Why is the rigid body so squeezed? Is that why it's fucking up? I am so confused as what has happened. Get rid of it. It's weird. I don't like it. It's weird and strange. And it makes me scared. Okay, let's see what happens if we add like a ramp. Can we do that? Let's do copy. And we're gonna take this one. We're gonna hit it with a rotation. This is quite the ramp. Let's see what happens. That's a pretty sizable ramp as well. Can we go up the ramp? We can. Kinda, sorta. We get kinda stuck. We can't go forward anymore. We can go down to an extent and then we get stuck. Why is that? This isn't even necessarily that steep of an angle. Let's make our floor a little smaller, now that I think about it. There's no reason for it to be like this ginormous. Let's do this. Transform. We'll lock the scale. No, we don't want to lock the scale. Never mind. Let's go 10. Where the fuck did it go? There it is. Let's see how this works. It's still going up. Oh no. Oh no. I did the floor really bad now that I'm looking at it. That was the wrong one. I need the second floor. Here we go. Ah! How dare.
Beat the devil out of it.
How dare. How did I even do this? Hold on. Transform. Those are still set to that. Visible process. Shit. How did I even do this? I don't think I changed that at all. I think it's literally just this. Yeah, it is. Holy hell. But that's still all set to 1. What? This was supposed to... Probably should have done this in a different way. I'm not even quite sure what happened with this one to make it so out of whack. There it is. So it should be like that. There we go. So now it should function normally. I did fall, and I can't go back. Okay. I have no idea what happened to this fucking thing. All I did was copy and paste it. Is this one like that? Does this one have like a crazy big... No, it doesn't. Let's try changing the scale on this. 10. Yeah, this one worked. 10. Why is this one working and not like... That one was just goofy. It's still goofy. It's still weird. Why is it still weird? Floor, collision. Why is this so goofy? What has happened to this thing? Oh, look, it's a tiny kobold. It is. It's me. Wait, this one... There's some shenanigans happening. I don't know if I appreciate these levels of shenanigans. Let's make this 20. Make this 40. No. Maybe just 100? Skip that. Move it just a smidge. There we go. Let's take the player, move him back. Boink. Okay. We're making something resembling progress. What? What is... Why is this a cube now? Why is this a cube? Why is the shape floor so goofy? What is... What is happening? Wait, no, wait. I'm gonna move that here. Does this change this? No, I don't think. Why is the static mesh like that? What is this? I mean, thankfully it doesn't seem to really do anything, because it doesn't stop me from going through it. And it seems to have... Maybe? Okay, yeah. So whatever's going on here with this ginormous box and this, fucking this, it doesn't seem to affect the functionality of this platform. So I'm tempted just to say fuck it, and it's fine. This is just dicking around, so it's not like it really matters, but still. I have no idea what's going on with this box, and it's making me confused and concerned. Let's take this, let's move this back forward that way. Cubes. Let's just move some of the cubes around. Boink. Cubes! Yes! Yeah! And we stopped. Alright, well I think I've got an okay-ish reminder on how this stuff works, for the most part, outside of scripts. I'm gonna work on scripts on my own time, so it's not absolutely dull. But I think this is where I'm gonna end stream, mainly because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. So I'm gonna go do DoorDash and then buy myself something to munch on. So I will see you all later. I think this would be interesting. I think I like the idea of doing game dev streams, so I'm probably gonna do more of these. Awawa, Awawa indeed. Winks, are you streaming? Can I raid you? Are you streaming, my boy? You are not streaming as far as I can tell. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. You're not streaming. You know who is, though? Gurgi. Gurgi is streaming. We haven't raided Gurgi in a while. I'm dead after work? Fair enough. No, Gurg. No! No, Yoda! Get back in the box. Get back in the amorphous cube. Do it. I'm shoving you back in the cube. Closing the lid. It's over. He's gone. He's dead. He's in the cube forever now, with no air holes. But yes, we're gonna raid Gurgi. We're gonna give Gurg a nice raid. He's playing Hades 2. You guys get to watch actual gameplay. The cube? Yes, the cube. He's getting pushed back into the amorphous cube. But yes, thank you for those who stuck by with this undoubtedly boring stream compared to the other ones. And mayhaps, if people are interested, we could try and make a community game together. We do have the game dev part in the Discord, so maybe it's an option. Have a good rest of them. Yes, I shall. I'm gonna go eat food, and it's gonna be glorious. But yes, goodbye.